Greetings, listeners. Welcome to Consulting Between Friends. For this episode, we will continue our discussion topic, COVID and You, from traditional to non-traditional outreach approaches, educating and motivating the unvaccinated, and what to do to change the paradigm. In our last episode, we discussed COVID-19 vaccination myths versus facts, and we talked about the four most common reasons why people say they are hesitant to get the vaccination. Even though our scientists, experts, and medical professionals have been working towards getting information to the public, along with holding vaccination events, people are still reluctant to get the vaccination. It is most unfortunate that getting people vaccinated is such a challenge when the ultimate goal is to save lives. And what's most disheartening is that with all the efforts, events, and incentives, it's just not enough to get people to come out on a large scale. So, if we are serious about reaching the masses, we need to implement different approaches to reach the unvaccinated. That means that medical staff and elected officials need to go back to the table, but this time with the seat for you, the community leaders who have the capacity and abilities to help create innovative and out-the-box strategies. In essence, utilizing different outreach approaches to educate community members on the importance of testing and vaccinations will play an integral role in increasing the number of vaccinated people. Albert Einstein is widely credited with saying the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Here at Consulting Between Friends, we are firm believers that if you want to see a different set of outcomes or results, you have to try and do something different. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss this conversation between friends on getting people tested and vaccinated.
A message from our sponsor.
Everyone is always planning things, and advertising is needed to make it happen. So, if it's personal or business, let Pinpoint Designs and Images solve that problem. With Pinpoint Designs and Images LLC, you will receive quality work and professional service at a great price. The service that is offered: flyers, business cards, programs, invitations, photo books, ad booklets, and much more. Michael Holmes Jr., owner/principal designer of Pinpoint Designs and Images LLC, contact me by email or social media. Email address is pinpointdesignsandImages@gmail.com, and Instagram Pinpoint Designs, and Facebook Pinpoint Designs and Images.
We are back.
Welcome to Consulting Between Friends. I'm your host, Michael Holmes Jr.
And I'm your co-host, Shay Romana. And I am excited tonight to have a returning guest host, Miss Jacqueline Jones from the Jeremiah Group, with us. And she brought a partner in crime that is going to have a lot to say about some things that's going on in our parish and the school system about getting kids vaccinated and safely back to school. And I'm going to let them introduce a little bit more about themselves.
Hello, listening audience. This is Jacqueline Carroll Jones joining you again for a much needed conversation around COVID-19, the new variant, Delta, along with all of the efforts to get people vaccinated. And as Shay Jones said, I have my partner in crime joining me for that conversation.
Hello, my name is Kester Camise Jones. No relation to Miss Jackie Jones, but yes, she is my partner in crime, and I am excited to be here tonight as well.
Well, tonight, I know you're a Coca-Cola drinker. You brought your own Coke this time. and you brought some wine for the crew, and we really appreciate that. So we didn't wait to try to get into the show before we opened the bottle up, and we did, and everybody has their glass. So let's just have us a toast to the podcast tonight. Thank you for coming, Ms. Kessler.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
In the house.
Yes.
Coca-Cola.
So, and I like how you have your braids tonight, Miss Kessler.
Well, thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
So, Ms. Jones.
Yes.
So tell us what's been going on, Jacqueline Jones. I'm sorry, I forgot we got Jones and Jones in here. And Jones and Jones, if you put myself in there.
Yes.
You know?
There's a whole lot of Joneses in this group.
Talk to us, Ms. Jones. Tell us what's been going on since the last time we sat down at the table and talked about some projects that you were working on. Let's just get right into it.
Well, I'm elated, I'm excited, I'm tired because I, along with my organization, the Jeremiah Group, has entered into one of the most, I guess, encouraging partnerships with JFT, which is the Jefferson Federation of Teachers, and Ms. Kessler, who's here with us, Kessler Jones, who's with us, is the president. And we have been so busy imagining and putting things in place to bring vaccinations to our students, to the students of Jefferson Parish Public Schools. And joining us as a supporting sponsor is the Jefferson Parish Public Schools. And so it's a meeting in the morning, early in the morning, 8 o'clock. It's a meeting at 9 o'clock at night. And so we have just been really pushing the buttons.
So how's things been going with that? How are the kids responding? Are the parents being supportive of that? How that's looking, because around the country right now, there's problems. You have schools and governors and mayors. Some of them are for mask mandates. You have a lot of parents that are wanting their kids to wear masks to school. And, you're not really getting a lot of support from the hierarchies. So tell me, how is it happening and what you guys are facing right now? And, it's a twofold question, answer, and I like to ask Ms. Kessler the same thing. So, but can you answer first, Ms. Jacqueline?
Well, here's what's happening. The first thing that we had to do before we could get to the parents, we had to get the buy-in from the parish.
Okay.
In that we wanted to bring this event to a very familiar place, which is our Alario Center.
Okay.
And this is where a lot of the testing and vaccines, the testing started at the onset of COVID-19.
Okay.
And so we felt like all segments of the community was familiar with it and would be more willing and more comfortable with coming there. So we did accomplish that goal.
Okay. And when you say you accomplished that goal, getting the Alario Center itself? Okay.
Yes. And so we did that through our councilman, Councilman Byron Lee of District 3.
Okay. I know that guy.
Working with, you know that guy, that's right.
Yeah, pretty good guy.
And we did it with, just using our working relationship with the councilman. He thought it was just a great idea. He saw to it happening. And the parish administration is also on board with us holding the event there. And we will hit the ground this weekend to start publicizing the event, but because of course the logistics had to be in place before.
Some of the things that you talked about are based on the last year.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
And Ms. Kessler has just been wonderful. I don't know. I guess we probably talk 5 to 10 times a day.
Okay.
And I don't know how many times we meet. I mean, we're gonna start off early tomorrow morning with a 10 o'clock meeting.
Okay.
And it just happens to be my birthday, so we're gonna try.
So happy birthday!
Happy
birthday!
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna celebrate
All right.
and work at the same time.
Okay. So, Ms. Kessler,
Yes.
tell us about your position. How did you get there? You know, let our listeners know how you got into the school system, and briefly, but give us some backline and backstory on you, and so we can get a little bit more into this project that y'all have working on.
Okay, well, I'll try to make it brief.
Nah,
But
I was only messing. Nobody takes nothing brief
Yes,
on
yes,
this
I got you.
podcast. Nothing.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Well, I'm
Feel
trying
very
to
comfortable.
squeeze 31 years into the,
Okay,
few minutes.
okay.
But yes, I am a 31-year educator.
Yes, ma'am.
I
That's
have
great.
taught in the New Orleans public schools, the New York City public schools,
Okay.
Kansas City, Missouri public school system, and more recently the Jefferson Parish school system.
Okay.
I was a middle school English language arts teacher. Love middle school. Some people, just misunderstand our middle school babies, but that's where, some people think we've gotten to middle school and we're done, but you're not done, so they still need the nurturing as well.
Okay.
And I ran for office probably, I think I was elected as executive vice president to the Teachers Union in Jefferson in 2000, I'm thinking 9.
Okay.
It's been that
that's a
long, I
great
can't remember. Yes. And more recently, I have been reelected as president
Okay.
of the Jefferson
Congratulations.
Federation of Teachers. Thank you. And I'm just an educator at heart. I've
Okay.
always worked with the students in the community, even in kindergarten. I was going around helping everybody.
Yeah.
The teacher would tell me, Kessel, sit down. You finish your work. And I'm like, but you're not helping them. So I would go around and help all my classmates.
Yes.
And that's just me.
Yes.
I live by the motto by Maya Angelou.
Okay.
You don't have to think about doing the right thing. If you're for the right thing, then you do it without thinking.
Yes,
now, that's
ma'am.
a good motto to live by.
Yeah.
And that's how I live my life.
That's good.
And I met Ms. Jones here, my counterpart, my partner in crime, my partner in doing good things with the community in
Okay.
her work that
Gotcha.
she's done with the
Yes.
school system.
Yes.
And I just love her personality. And
Okay.
I see the work that she's done with Jeremiah and just the things that Jeremiah has accomplished
Okay.
in Jefferson Parish.
Okay.
So Ms. Jacqueline Carroll Jones is really a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
So when we had this opportunity, our national organization
Okay.
decided, look, we're not getting the vaccines. And now we see this Delta variant is affecting our children.
Mm-hmm.
So AFT decided, and that's the American Federation of Teachers, you know what, let's send some funds to our locals and let them decide and let them be creative in terms of getting students and parents in the community vaccinated.
Yes, ma'am.
So my first thought went to Ms. Jacqueline Jones,
Okay.
to help us get that done based on the work that she's done in the community. I worked with Ms. Jackie on voter registration drives,
Okay.
different things we've done for the school system.
Okay.
So it was just a perfect, to me, match to get this done. And we are two women who are definitely, forced to be reckoned with in Jefferson Parish. We're going to get it
seem
done.
very dedicated.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And making sure that you target what you're trying to target.
And we don't want to leave. Don't forget, you're following also in the footsteps of your mother.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Who
We love to give flowers
Yes,
to
yes,
the
that's
people
right.
that put us into the business, put us into our career
That's
paths
right.
and things like that. So please speak on
Yes,
that.
well, my father was president of the Bus Drivers Union in New Orleans.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and my mother was executive vice president in Jefferson Parish for approximately about 19 years. So, come from a union family.
Yep.
My grandmother was always instrumental in voter registration
Yes.
and civil rights. And I remember politicians being in my grandmother's dining room,
Yes.
and I didn't even, at the time as a kid, not realizing
What was going on?
Wow, and I know these names now, and I'm like,
Right.
they were in my grandmother's dining
Yes.
room,
Yes. Yes. It
organizing.
helped shape you.
Yeah, the community to vote.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about what is it that the teachers union do, and what is your job overseeing these teachers?
Oh goodness, we do it all. We
Okay.
represent the teachers, school employees. In any of their job-related issues.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we do advocacy, we do representation if they have concerns or
Okay.
any issues on the job.
Okay.
We're always advocating for their working conditions.
Okay.
Excuse me, since you mentioned advocacy, can you explain that to our listeners, please?
Yes, we are going to go out. Sometimes we want to make sure that we have a voice for those people who feel that they may be voiceless.
Gotcha.
So we listen to their concerns. So
Okay.
it's not Kessler's concerns or my staff.
Okay.
It's the concerns of what our members are going through.
Okay.
And whatever that is, we make sure. In fact, we just bargained a collective bargaining agreement.
Okay.
You know, in the Deep South, we one of
Okay.
the few unions that actually have collective bargaining with the school district.
Okay.
And all of those issues came from what the members needed. So that's what drives us.
So do the teachers want some masks for these children?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, it's split.
Okay.
Just like you see in the country.
Right.
We're having some teachers, a lot of them do want the mask,
Yes.
and some of them
Just don't.
don't want to do it too.
Wow.
So
Yes,
it's a tough balancing act because you know you have to represent all of these people on both sides of the issue.
And how do they feel about the vaccination? Getting vaccinated themselves?
Once again, both
Another
sides,
50.
both sides,
Another
yes,
50-50.
another
Yes,
50-50.
Right.
But a lot of them, I think maybe about a third of our employees are vaccinated. You know,
Okay.
they were given the opportunity. So we want to encourage them to come out as well,
Yeah, right.
especially with this new variant.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, it's interesting how Kessler talks about the advocacy. And I think why we work so well together inside of the schools because we organize.
Mhm.
And there's a thin line between advocacy and organizing,
Mhm.
whereby advocacy, you know, the problems come to you and you speak on those people's behalf.
Uh-huh.
And as an organizer, we organize the people, train and teach them how to speak for themselves.
Yes.
And so, and we need both.
Yes.
You know, we need both. We need advocacy, we need organizing. And when you can, you know, kind of intertwine your work
Mhm.
efforts to all at the same time, just improve
Okay.
Yes.
the
Mhm.
quality
Okay.
of life in the community,
Okay.
the quality of life in our schools,
Okay.
just improving life for people.
Okay.
So this is a great working relationship.
Okay.
As Kessler alluded to,
Mhm.
you know, we do a voter registration drive every year. And one year, right before COVID, we got very ambitious.
Mhm.
We taught the kids how to do a candidates forum
Okay.
and did a 9-week study class with seniors, juniors and seniors who were eligible to be able to vote
Okay.
and taught them, you know, the meaning of democracy and how it works and why voter registration was important. And then we brought the candidates to the forum. And those young people, after that 9-week training,
Mhm.
actually put on a candidates forum,
Mm.
which was second to none.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I think we got national recognition
Mhm.
for it, and who was there? JFT.
Mhm.
And if I might remind you, I come out of Jefferson Parish Public Schools.
Yes.
I did 23 years as an educator,
Yes.
but also in an administrative role as well.
Okay.
So it's just a good working relationship that JFT and the Jeremiah Group
Okay.
has built.
Okay. So let's go back a little bit to something you said, Ms. Kessler, of how you thought about Ms. Jones for this upcoming project you guys are working on. And I think that's going to help us a little bit more talk about these getting kids vaccinated, wearing masks, teachers, and things like that. So tell us again, what came across your desk that made you reach out to Ms. Jones, which y'all probably already talk every day, but anyway. But say, hey, listen, I got, something crossed my desk and we got to make something happen. Let's talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, it's the work that I've already seen Ms. Jackie do in the community.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
speak about the voter registration drive.
Mhm.
Okay.
My daughter actually registered to vote through
Okay.
that program. My
Oh,
daughter is a
yeah.
Jefferson Parish. Yes. Megan has voted.
Yes,
so
turning
far.
Louisiana into a blue state.
There you go.
Yes.
Right,
And
let's
she
do it.
helped do that.
Yes.
And she, voted for president. I mean, so all of that, my daughter registered to vote through Miss Jackie's program.
Yes. Okay.
And is a proud voter. Her mother is a chronic voter, grandmother and great grandmother. We pride ourselves. We make sure we
We got to get them one of them
It's
signs that you
important.
talked about
Yes.
the last time.
Yes.
I am a lifetime
Yeah. That's legacy.
Yeah.
You get the
Yeah.
legacy
Yeah.
vote.
Legacy
Well, but I do want to say this for our audience. The Jeremiah Group is a nonpartisan group.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes.
We do not endorse candidates. Our goal is just to encourage people to vote.
Okay.
Our goal is also to make sure that people become registered voters and they're on the roll.
I appreciate
So
that. I appreciate you
I just
saying
wanted-
that
I just wanted
because
to
I
make
just
sure-
had just stuck out there
Yeah,
turning this
yeah,
into a blue
yeah,
state.
yeah.
Like, well, for me and
Yeah.
Mike, we trying to turn it into a blue state.
But
Yes, we
The
are.
Jeremiah Group, listen,
Yes.
we register anybody.
Yes,
Anybody
ma'am.
who wants to register.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
don't tell them how
Yes,
to
ma'am.
register.
Yeah, and that's true.
And even when it's time to vote, we
That's
don't
true.
tell you
That's right.
how to
And-
vote.
and that's why
We
people
are
respect
nonpartisan.
it.
That is true.
And
And
people-
because, listen, we have to work with our political leaders, elected officials, whether they are Democrats, Republicans, independents,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the Greens.
Mhm.
We work with everybody.
And I guess that's why you're so respected.
Yes.
Down here, Miss
Well, and
Jones.
Miss Jackie, I mean, and back to your question,
Yes, ma'am.
she's creative.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she's very.
That's what made me go to. I mean, it's
Okay.
like the things we're doing now aren't working.
Okay.
We have all these commercials and all these other things.
Mhm.
It's not working, and we
Mhm.
always believe, grassroots. You got to
Mhm,
go
yes.
to
Grassroots.
the people.
Mhm.
So Miss
Grassroots.
Jackie has a way of going to the people, and
Okay.
it's creative.
Okay.
So that's what made me think. The first
Okay.
person I thought of,
Okay.
number one, we're in Jefferson Parish.
Okay.
We know who can motivate Jefferson Parish
Right.
Yes.
and energize Jefferson Parish.
Mhm.
Miss Jackie.
But let me say,
Yes.
I know, and I heard this in the conversation,
Mhm.
and we just didn't bring it back up. You didn't bring it up, or Ms. Jones didn't bring it up, but I remember y'all talking. Also, this is some type of giveaway too, as in for the kids, is some type of giveaway as well. What can somebody speak on that?
Well, it's part of the strategy
Okay.
to get people. We listen, as we said, we know that I think our elected officials, our healthcare providers, the experts, I think they're doing a good job
Mhm.
in putting on vaccine events.
Mhm.
However, when back in January when the vaccine was first hit the ground,
Mhm.
I mean, people were beating the door down
Mhm.
to get the vaccination.
Yes.
However, there has been, a pause
Okay.
in the number of people who are looking to get vaccinated.
Right.
And so we know that they're still doing these events, again, with very, very low attendance. I was
Okay.
in a meeting and I was told, this was I think last week, that this one site, they were averaging over 300 people coming in to get testing.
But wait, Miss
However,
Jones,
but
Miss
not-
Jones, can you
yeah.
hold that for a second?
Yes.
Maybe I didn't say more clearly and explain myself a little
Okay.
better. When I was talking about giveaways, isn't it some type of back to school type of
That's
project?
correct.
Okay, that's what I was trying to
Okay,
say. Because we definitely going to get into what you were talking about, but that's the question that I was asking.
And I
There's
think-
some type of back to school part to this vaccination and testing and getting people and educating. Okay, let's talk
That
about
was
that.
on
And I
Kessler.
think that's
Okay,
and I
that was
think-
on Miss Kessler.
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's what you were giving the background to.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what I
okay.
was
She
trying
was
to
just
say.
sort of giving the background.
Okay,
That little
okay.
Why?
Okay,
Not
okay.
why.
Right,
How
okay.
we were doing
Okay.
exactly.
Right,
Yes.
our public health officials, they're trying.
See,
They're
partisan,
trying.
see, Mike, partisan crime.
Partners in
Yeah.
crime.
Partners in crime, yes.
That's right. So we gonna, we work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
try- we
See,
see
what I
balance.
was trying to get out there,
Yes, ma'am.
not ignoring the fact that these things are the
They're trying.
vaccination,
Yes.
but it's just not working.
Yes.
So one of the things when Ms. Kessler came to me and called me and we talked and I probably had 25 things we could do
Okay.
just in that one phone call.
Okay.
And so, Kessler, we got to get together.
Okay.
So one of the things, as I said, people were just not going to
Mhm.
those events.
Right.
However,
And that's frustrating.
Yes.
Mhm.
it's
Okay.
frustrating. However, we wanted to make sure that we were targeting, as you said earlier, it's a twofold thing. You can't get the children if the parents don't come.
Right. That is true.
So we had to try to figure out what is it that we can do that to make parents want to come and children want to come. But there's a little secret that we know as parents. When children are curious, and we get their curiosity in place, they will worry you to death.
Yes.
They will worry you to death. Mama, I want to go here. Mama, I want to do this. Daddy, I want to do this. And so we figured out you got to pique the interest of both groups, parents and children. So as we started to talk about it, okay, well, what is it that children like? I'm 67 years old in a little while, you guys. So I
67.
don't
You don't look it.
Well,
you sure not dressed like that tonight. Where you going after the interview?
You have a nice necklace on tonight.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yes, honey. Well, Tuesday night. You see that, right?
Tuesday.
However, so as we started thinking, look, Kessler.
Now you really do look nice. You know, I mean, Blake, I'm gonna just stick on this for a second.
Yeah.
Are you going out on a date or something tonight?
I'm getting ready for tomorrow.
So
I'm just practicing.
You just practicing. This is okay.
Yeah,
Blue's my favorite color.
You're matching with your earrings.
Yeah.
For her birthday. This is a pre-birthday.
And you brought gifts on your birthday. You brought wine. Oh yeah, y'all must gonna have it going. Oh, invite us. Let me invite come. Miss Jacqueline, you probably gonna already be there. We just need an invite. You know,
we'll think about
We'll put it in the mail. We're gonna be in the mail.
All right. Okay.
So getting back to Kessler, when we first started talking about it, she said, I have to do a supply giveaway.
Okay.
She said, she told me what the union, AFT had done in terms of getting them some funds. And I said, Kessler, this is a great opportunity for us to go after the children to get them vaccinated. I said, but let me just say this. I said, Kessler, the supplies alone will not get people to come and get a vaccination.
So what did you have in mind? I'm sorry, Ms. Jones.
Oh, that's okay.
So what did you have in mind when it first came to you before you got to Ms. Jones? What were you thinking, and how what was your approach in talking to your teachers and talking to it is a board, right?
Yes, I have a board.
So you're talking with your board and things like, what were y'all thinking, and how interesting that conversation could have been, because like I'm hearing you saying 50-50. So tell us.
It was interesting because we were thinking back to school, giveaways.
And listen, let me just say this. I know I shouldn't have to say this because you probably already know, but we don't want to say too much because we don't know who's listening. We don't want to make anybody mad. I'm not talking about for us. We're talking about for you. Because we can say whatever we want to say. Okay, but I like you, and I don't want to have to go fight for you. Because I'll fight for Ms. Jones. So if Ms. Jones is fighting, that means I got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just want help you out right there. Because we all sipping and having a little fun.
That's right.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's why we listen to both sides.
Yes. I got you.
So we thought, well, let's get the back to the giveaways. It's back to school.
That's good.
So we're thinking traditional.
Okay.
And when I started talking to Miss Jackie, it was like, I told you, Miss Jackie thinks outside the box.
Yes.
So she was like, everybody's giving away school supplies.
Right.
Yes.
And most of the children have their school supplies.
Okay.
A lot of people are doing that, providing that.
Okay.
What is going to be the draw?
Okay.
And we sat back and reflected and thought about it like, you know what? Maybe she's right. Because, especially with the older kids.
Yes.
Backpacks might not, they're not going to attract the high school or what have you. So, Miss Jones
gotta get them iPhones.
Think about, like these.
I'll bring a DJ out.
Exactly, Mike.
Mike.
You on the phone with us, Mike?
Don't forget we have a production company, so we do this. We're gonna have some ideas. We're gonna throw some things out there.
We're gonna bring you to the table, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead on.
But yes, the DJs and
make sure you get your money first. All right, Mike.
We got you, Mike. But it's like, the nails, young girls like the nails,
Right.
Jackie even thought about studio time and I'm like, okay, that's why I brought Miss Jackie in.
Right.
Who's gonna think of that? Who thought about studio time? So I'm like, that's the draw.
Right,
You know,
right,
and
right.
if the children, like Ms. Jackie said, the children will leave them.
Yes.
If the children are involved, or look, I got a chance to get studio time, or I have
Right.
a chance to get this, it'll bring them there. But
Right.
we also want to use it as an education opportunity
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well.
Yes.
So even though we have the giveaways, well, we have a captive audience. So
Okay.
what we're going to do is talk about the myths and the facts.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That's
You know,
important.
Exactly. So
Very
we're going to
important.
have healthcare providers to give them the myths and the facts. And
Okay.
look, I had COVID.
Mhm.
So I talk to people all the time about what I went through. And
Okay.
if you don't have to go through it,
Yes.
You don't want
look,
to.
I'm of a certain age,
Right.
and I said I'd rather go through childbirth again than have COVID.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh,
to
yes.
survive that.
Amen. So I'm like, you know, that's why we brought Ms. Jackie to the table. She
Okay.
said we need things that are going to draw them in. We want to educate them. So it's not just about, you know, just say it because we said it, but here's what the experts. So even
Okay.
though the experts have been doing a great job, but if we have them in this environment where
Mhm.
we can talk to them one-on-one
Mhm.
Mhm.
and educate them and have the professionals where they can ask the questions. They
Mhm.
can ask me, I've been vaccinated.
Mhm.
You know, talk to
Mhm.
me about my experience, talk to
Mhm.
other people, and then we're going to have an opportunity for them to be tested. They can get
Mhm.
vaccinated,
Mhm.
and then we have those giveaways.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
we want them safe. We want them in school safely, and it's a catch-22.
Okay.
People want us to keep our schools open, but we have to make sure everybody's safe
Yes.
to do
Yes.
that.
That's very important. That's very important.
Yes.
And as we think about it, we are going to look at ways we can bring the students in to be a part of helping us to get other students, their peers, to want to get the vaccination.
Okay.
And so we've been throwing some things around to our school district.
Okay.
Can we do this? Can we do
Mhm.
that?
Okay.
And one of the things the myth versus fact sheet, they have a whole bunch of those out there.
Right.
Yes.
So I was in a meeting yesterday. I think it was the director of emergency management. And when I talked about it, he said, "You're going to do anything educational?" I said, "Yes, we are." I said, "We have done this myth versus fact sheet." I said, "But we're putting it in everyday language."
Yes.
He said, "Leave it to a teacher. Leave it to a teacher."
That's right.
He
Uh-huh.
said, I said, because, you know, one statement, just to say that the vaccination is not safe because it was done so
Mhm.
quickly.
Mhm.
Well, the fact to that is about a whole paragraph.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're like, oh, these children are not going to read all of this.
Mhm.
The students aren't going to, I mean, the parents aren't going to read all of that. So we literally have taken our time to make that paragraph be maybe 2 sentences,
Mhm.
but that gets right to the point.
Mhm.
And more importantly, we're not doing this as lay people.
Right.
Yes.
We have brought the expert doctors
Okay.
to help us with the research
And
and to give us that information.
What are their challenges? Like, you know, the experts, because I hear you guys talk about doctors, and on the last show, you talked about bringing in experts that will come in and do the vaccinations and more testing. Tell me how that is working for them in the community, you know, and when y'all talking to the experts, what are they doing and what's happening on their end in getting education out there and vaccination out there? Because what I'm hearing is that you guys already had something going on with the book giveaway. That was, you know what I mean, the books and supplies to give to the kids. And y'all are using this as an opportunity to connect some more education about what's out there to make kids, adults, whomever feel like, you know, I don't want to get vaccinated because of this or that. Y'all are actually creating something that is something different. You know, you're adding to what you are, you know, something that was, you know, always people always say, but you're bringing something different, because I heard Ms. Kessler say something about nails and studio time and things like that. So you guys are really bringing it to their level.
Mhm.
You know, you're kind of not trying to think about it as how proper it's supposed to look, you know, what, you know, how polished it's supposed to look, you know, the rules of what a district or school supposed to do just for kids. And where I'm going with that is that are the doctors and these organizations, you know, clinics are talking with you guys and what they're hearing, and they're asking you guys to do these try to do these different things as well? Because I know, Ms. Jones, you can come up with a lot of things. We've worked with you on a lot of things in the city, and you have done a terrific job at that. And I know you partner up with great partners to do other things terrific in the city. So what are the doctors in these clinics, and what are their challenges? Because this just sounds like a very good partnership, because I'm hearing some things, and I have some ideas too. I really want to share some ideas out.
May I interject for a minute?
Yes.
I think the difference is we're going to have them in the community.
Right. You're going to have who in the community?
Those medical professionals.
Okay, in the community.
I think a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong, like a lot of the expectation is that we're going to see the commercials, or they're going to come to us, come to the clinic.
Okay.
I think what makes this difference is we're meeting, and we say that as teachers all the time. You meet people where they are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important, right?
Where they are physically and where they are, in terms of this whole,
Mentally.
Mentally and emotionally. You got to meet them where
they are.
Yes.
You have to, and as a teacher, we have to adapt. You have all those different personalities in your classroom. We have one goal, but how am I going to get you learn differently? You learn. How am I going to get everybody on that same goal?
Right.
So I think this is bringing the medical professionals to people where.
So y'all actually helping the medical. Sounds like in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
If that was to kind of sum it up, I wanted a different answer, but y'all are really helping them to try to help people.
But here's something that I found very interesting.
Okay.
We brought together, I think, our parish president brought together a group of clergy.
Okay.
And of course,
when you say clergy, our listeners, everybody may not understand what clergy means.
I'm referencing pastors.
Okay.
And
pastors
and other ministers.
Ministers. Okay.
And our
priests.
the whole
yes, ma'am.
thing. It came from the Catholic.
Believe it or not, Ms. Jones, a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
Right.
And listeners, we're not putting you down. We're just educating. That's why we love that y'all tune in, because we educate here.
Yes.
Amen.
We want you to know. Go ahead, Ms. Jones.
It was interesting. So there was a meeting to have the medical staff, professionals, experts, and the whole 9 yards to come and talk to these people. And what was interesting for me was that it was good information. And it was a lot of information. And at the end of the meeting time, I heard one of the doctors, and Mr. Jones, I think they were speaking to you.
Okay.
And the young man said, the young doctor said, he said, I've been trying to get this fellow to join our team. He said, I've seen him at 2 or 3 events. And he really knows how to talk to people and work the room. And we need people like that to join us. When I'm talking, he said, I have a lot of medical advice to give. A lot of medical, he didn't say advice, but a lot of information.
Right.
He said, but when we got a person like him who can walk up to one of the residents, one of the people who go to that church, and he can explain to them and talk to them where they are. It's somebody who look like them, sound like them, act like them. He said that's what we need more of.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to stop you right there. I'm gonna need to stop you
I
on one of them.
remember
I'm gonna need to stop. I'm gonna
conversation
need to
started.
stop you on one of them. Act like them.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to stop on that.
Okay, well,
the
we'll stop
acting
on
part.
Well, the whole point was.
Yes, ma'am.
The whole point was.
You about to lose a friend.
This was somebody. This was somebody.
It's how you can relate. It's how you can relate to. It's how you can relate to.
Hey, that's the best word. Michael, thank you. Save him, Mike, please.
Yes, relating to people is very important.
Yeah.
And he can actually do that.
Who's that?
He can do that to
Who
the
can do
youth.
that? Who?
Yes.
Who can do that? Oh,
Shay is able to
I
do
just
that.
wanted you to say my name.
Shay is able to relate to the youth. And that is very important because right now.
And not just the youth.
Not just the youth.
Right,
but to people, to people
That's a
in the
skill.
community. And I found that to be very interesting.
Okay.
So when he said that, I said, oh, no, sir. he's on my team. I said, he can't go over there. He cannot go over there. He's on my team.
Ms. Jones. If the check was
I
looking
was about to say, you may have a little competition
but you
there.
want me to be where the money is, because see, I can funnel some back your way. Come on, I'm never going to
Where the
ever
money
leave Jeremiah.
reside. You got
know what I'm saying?
But-
Show me the money.
but it goes right back to something we said earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
They are spending lots
of money.
That's
doing
true.
these vaccination events.
Right.
And so what we need to make sure is happening
Okay.
is that some of those funds
Okay.
are directed back to events like Kessler is talking about.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you know?
ma'am. Miss Kessler.
So
Yes.
so those that's another
right.
talk about strategy.
Well,
That's
let
another thing.
me say what it is that I see, and coming from a professional that have been doing productions for well over 10 years, actually over 20 years, dealing with my family and things like that. But like you said, you go to meet people where they're at. So many people are so caught up into social media, their music, their movies, their actors. Everybody and listeners. I know that's not y'all.
But let's see.
A lot of people are living a fantasy life, and they're trying to be a lot of things that they're not, and they're trying to keep up with a lot of things that they can't keep up with. But those people that are in those positions that has the careers in music, careers in acting, careers in modeling, careers in entertainment across the table, they're in that position. But you have so many people trying to keep up with that and live their life like they're that. That brings me to, you have to set up productions or events that caters to those individuals, from the parents to the kids, to get them involved, to even really pay attention to it. Because for me, was mind-blowing for me inside of all of this, there have been over 600,000 deaths due to COVID. Now that doesn't there's not
here
just nationwide. This nationwide, overwide.
Okay.
Now that's not saying how many people have just gotten sick
Correct.
and survived.
Correct.
But that tell you that there's a true mental block to what's going on, to what you need to be doing.
Correct.
People are dying.
Yes.
You see it on the news.
Yep.
You hear it on the radio. I mean, most people in America have someone that they know. If it's family, if it's friends, if it's a friend of a friend, if it's a family of in-laws, someone know someone that has got the sick or have died. So, I hate to say this, so you got to dummy it down to let people know death is real. It can happen to you just as fast as it has happened to everyone else.
That's right.
So I love hearing, the things that you say, Ms. Kessler, and you say Ms. Jones, kind of, you and her talked about that, about studio time and nails. That is terrific, because that's what's important to people.
Yes. Yeah.
What's important to people is, what's the latest fashion? Okay. What's the latest songs that's out there? Okay. Who's on the red carpet going to the music awards? Okay. Who's playing at the music awards?
Correct.
You almost have to create a vision for them that they can actually have that here. And that's the way that you guys have to continue to promote and execute an event. And I know it's kind of hard, because I don't really know how, the school system as a whole, the teachers union as a whole, if everybody can see that, but you have to totally think outside of the box to get the attention. It's a trick. You're tricking them to get there.
You're getting them there, right?
Once you get them there, then you have those same, maybe whoever your local celebrities can be, to Well, you have to get the ones that is about vaccination because you got some that
Correct.
ain't about vaccination.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, you get them to talk about it.
That's right.
And then you get them to stand next to your political leaders that are about vaccination and about mask mandates and things like that, standing next to them. You know, so I suggest that that's something that y'all add strongly because even with the studio time and even with the nails, it's really still scratching the surface.
Right.
You know, you're still kind of scratching the surface with that. But you will have some people that's going to be interested to come.
Yes.
But you need it, you know, broad. You know, you almost have to. It's almost like you have to do a concert. It's almost like you have to do a multitude of different type of entertainment things going on. But everything is still centered around educating.
That's right.
You know, talking to them, letting them see it. You know, letting them understand. Okay, this is happening in stuff that I like to do.
Right.
You know, this is something I can touch. My favorite DJ or my favorite singer, or you know, and he's standing next to you, Miss Kessler. You know, Miss Kessler knows DJ such and such, or actress such and such, or radio host such and such. You know, and they cool, and I want to be cool with that person. Miss Kessler, what I got to do to get closer to you?
Vaccinate. Come on and get your vaccine.
Get your vaccine. You know, if you want to see these careers happen, you know, let them see these people that they're following.
Yes.
But you know, sell them
some of the
that
stuff you have actually has mentioned. Really, I did like a little research before we kind of began.
Yes.
There's over almost 30 states that's basically offering money to get people vaccinated.
We have some
Now,
of that.
that's going around everywhere. It's incentives to get people to come out and
My
get vaccinated.
pastor sister-in-law won $100,000, and that was real.
Wow.
I was mad at my children. This was all the time I was mad at my children. I'm like, oh, y'all got vaccinated already? Oh, man. We need to win this $100,000. Go ahead, Ms. Jones. And I want to just talk about that a little bit.
Yes,
you know, because we can strategize some stuff right here.
Let's just circle back.
Okay.
All of those things that you say are good ideas and good things to do.
Right.
However, the money that elected officials and others have, the small groups.
Okay, say that again.
The small groups like a JFT, like a Jeremiah group. Okay. We don't have those funds readily available to us. So a lot.
When you say that, you know, let me just say this. When I'm saying, you know, it all depends on who you're talking to, how you go at them. Everything, you know, we're used to, you know, I mean, my listeners know, you know, I have a production company. You know, we spend nice amount of money to put productions on, you know, and the returns are good. But this is not about returning.
Right.
So you're not going to, okay, I'm sorry.
That's not what I'm referencing.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm saying is, I know the states have received money from the federal government.
Okay.
I know the parishes have received money from the state.
Okay.
And so whereby, and this is hypothetically speaking, whereby the parish may have $1 million to do vaccination events.
Yes.
And they may spend, and I think you're reimbursed, I'm not sure, but I think they're reimbursed through FEMA and other government entities.
Okay.
However, the big event that we're going to do, a lot of it, I mean, some of it came from AFT, but not nearly enough to do all the things that we're talking about doing. You mean the things that I was just sharing?
Some of the things.
Okay, let's just say we have to get.
Now, I'm not questioning you guys.
I know you're not.
No, I want my audience to know that I'm not questioning you guys.
Well, here's
that
my
you're not.
point.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's my point. We said earlier, some things have to be redirected.
Okay.
You know, in the sense that this event, we want to give cash.
Okay. You want to give cash?
We don't have cash.
Okay.
We can't do, what was it, shots for $1 million?
Yes,
right. We don't have those kind of funds.
Right.
Or now I think we have something new. Students are going to get $100 if they get vaccinated.
Okay.
You know, up to so many, and just other little things.
So you're going to actually give. Wait, let me. let's be clear. Hold on. You're going to give somebody $100 just to get vaccinated?
Well, that's what
that's what the state is
doing now.
Okay. I just want to make sure y'all clear that out.
Okay.
You know,
So
get
you're
it clear.
saying even with those incentives,
Right.
Yes.
they're still not getting the quote unquote bang for the buck.
Right. Okay.
And what we're saying is we don't have those resources to do that.
Mhm.
So, but that's leaving us with is going out, asking businesses to in kind, asking businesses to sponsor,
Right.
and then bringing all of our relationships that we have to the table to make some things happen.
Okay.
And if I could just give you, the event that we're doing, it's called Safe Journey Back to School.
Safe journey back to school. I like that.
Correct.
I like that.
And-
Nobody said that, yo.
and-
I'm glad y'all brought
Safe
that
Journey
up.
Back to School.
Safe journey
And
back
the
to school.
idea is, when you get there, you're gonna get a bus stop
Right.
pass.
A bus stop
A
pass.
bus stop
Yes.
pass.
What if you don't like to ride the bus? 'Cause I know I ain't never rode a
Some people like to walk.
I guess it was What about a transit ticket? You know what I mean? No, we have no subways out. We got a streetcar.
At the
Yes.
same time, there's a journey.
Okay.
So every person will get on that journey.
Yes.
A safe journey.
Okay.
Safe journey back to school.
Back to school.
Mhm.
And so what we're visualizing is stations
Okay.
where the first station would be, we're gonna do an education
Okay.
piece where the audience, and I'm saying audience, but those people who
They're
are on the
coming.
premises
Yes.
can sit down and they can hear information about the vaccine.
Yes.
And they will be able to ask questions about
Yes.
the
Right.
vaccine.
Okay.
And so that would be like station one.
Okay.
And then the next thing we want
A
to
bus
do.
stop one.
Bus stop one.
Okay.
Yes, bus
So you
stop
got to
one.
get off the bus?
You gotta get off the
Oh,
bus. You gotta get
man.
off
So
the
you
bus.
mean what they used to call those? A switch pass? What they call that?
Oh,
A transfer, yeah. So you got to get a transfer?
I get a
Yes,
transfer to the
transfer
next stop.
Wow.
And
It sounds fun.
So you leave there and then you can go.
And this is going to be at the Hilario Center,
At
right?
the Hilario
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
Yes.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
socially distant.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And so then the next place you go, you can
massive
go get tested.
mandated.
You
Yes.
go get tested.
Get
You go
tested.
get tested.
Okay.
And some people may have already been tested.
Okay.
So they can skip bus stop two.
You don't have to
Okay.
get off
And
at
go
that
right
stop.
on.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. You may just keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
So then the next place is the vaccination.
Okay.
So you can get your vaccine.
Okay.
All right. And then what's very interesting, now we still want to keep you safe. So we're going to have another bus stop
Mhm.
where we want to give masks.
Okay.
Everybody will get this.
Okay.
Masks, hand sanitizers, gloves,
Okay.
all of the things to help keep you safe.
Mhm.
So you're going to go through all of these bus stops
Okay.
until you get to the end. And there we will have the school,
Okay.
a school that is safe
Okay.
because
What are
as
supplies for the kids gonna be at too?
Well,
that right
let me
before they
get
go
there,
into the
okay?
school?
Yes.
Yeah, before
Okay.
when you get ready.
I
to
just
go.
asked, so I need to know.
When you get ready
That's
to
right.
go into that school building,
Okay.
JFT, here
Okay.
we go. They're gonna have pencil, paper,
Your
all
backpack,
of the
your clear backpack with all your
everything that you
all the
need
regular stuff.
to go into that class.
This-
But the other
this
thing
so funny.
is, the other
This is so
thing,
funny you said.
when
I
you
got
get a
story to tell you.
vaccination, I gotta say this.
Say it.
Once you get your vaccination,
Uh-huh.
your name will go into
What's that?
the hat,
Okay.
the drum,
Okay.
Yes.
the box,
Okay.
whatever.
For your big prize.
For your
Your big
for,
prize.
and
Big
we'll
prize.
have a raffle.
Those
Prize.
incentives.
Okay.
We'll
Yes,
have,
that's
we'll
right.
have a raffle.
Okay.
We'll have a raffle.
Okay.
And so your name gets pulled. They shot for $1 million,
Okay.
Yes.
but it's gonna be a shot for something.
Yes.
So we're trying to generate cash prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Along with, as we said, the studio time,
Okay.
the nail salon,
Uniforms. Okay.
all of
Uniforms
that.
are key.
And so we have.
What about grades? Can they get some points?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm just asking.
You have to talk to the superintendent.
Okay.
about that.
Okay. But that would be interesting.
That's interesting, but
That
that's
would be, you
that's
know,
out of our purview
Right.
right,
I
now.
got you. No, I'm just asking because, like I said, you have to think outside
You're
of
right.
the box.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You
absolutely.
have to think outside of the
You're
box.
right.
We
You
even
know.
we're planning to do. We're doing a social media campaign.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay.
That is very
I
important.
need, let's talk
Okay.
about that a
Yeah,
little bit. How is
social
that
media.
looking? Because I have some ideas with that too. Y'all gonna have to hire me.
I was about to say,
Yes.
wait a minute now. Yeah.
He'll
wait,
be
we
the
gotta-
one for the job.
You have to hire me. I'm just
I don't know
saying.
if we can afford you.
yeah.
Listen to
Well, we gotta-
me. This is about saving lives.
There you go.
So you know,
So some of this,
yes.
you know, these in-kinds we're talking about,
Uh-huh.
you can give
We'll
us
be
some
happy
of
to add
those
you to that
too.
wait, say that again.
We're doing in-kind. And
Okay.
so we'll pull on your service.
We'll be
Okay.
happy to add you to that
Now we-
list.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I have a takeover spirit though.
Well, you know that.
Okay.
And working
But
with
it's good though. Everything still turns out well. Fine.
But what I'm saying is there are funds
Okay.
for events to happen.
Okay.
But they're not putting.
But that's
on
not working.
those
They're not
kinds-
putting those funds
Right,
into you.
and
What
so-
you guys are
and so
doing to
what
put on
we're
these type
saying
of things.
is,
Okay.
what we're saying is, as we're thinking out the box, we got to be advocating, as Ms. Kessler said,
Mhm.
that some funds be directed to local groups to
Right.
do something. Our state representative
Okay.
over the weekend,
Okay.
they were at when I say they, he and a team, they did shots for shots.
Shot for shots. Explain that.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
that
So
sounds very
shot for a
interesting.
shot.
What they did.
I don't like
thi-
shots.
thi-
Yes.
This goes back to meeting people where they are.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. And so what they did, they went to a few lounges
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
with a provider.
Mhm.
When you say lounges, you mean like social?
Ballrooms.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, all of them not ballrooms, but I understand.
No, there you go.
But the
Yeah,
ballrooms.
I call them lounges.
So you got a
Yeah.
shot. So I get it now.
Right.
So you got a draw shot.
Shot,
shot,
then
right.
you got a shot.
Y'all need to
And
bring
so-
Lil John down. You gotta start, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doing shots.
And so,
Yeah.
Turn up for what? Something like
so
that.
people
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like for instance, and I know they did too. And
Okay.
So they're going around doing that.
Okay.
We also had a door-to-door
Okay.
kind of approach, which is somewhat time consuming
Okay.
in the sense that, the provider went to the home
Okay.
and did a little educating. They did some testing and then they did the vaccination.
Okay.
So I mean, it's things like
So
that.
I mean,
Mhm.
for our listeners and for me to say to you guys, I applaud you guys for even taking on the idea
Yes.
of doing something different.
Yes. Yes.
Because I talk to old and young,
Mhm.
and what's so funny is over there, ladies. Y'all can't be keeping us out this little joke. But listen, let me just say this about the bus thing, because I went to school with my son today. He's in college, and I went to class with him.
Oh.
So so it was kind of funny when y'all were talking about the
Yeah.
Yes,
the bus
yes.
and the stops and
Yes.
this, that, the other. And I don't, he was excited, today. And I just went to class with him. I went to every class with him. And then it was interesting. But just looking at how they prepare for the students have to bring wipes
Uh-huh.
after they get out their desk. They have to clean everything off for
Yes.
the next class,
Yes.
with the mask, the mask mandate at the school
Right.
was, enforced. They were actually checking for the vaccination cards. And if you did not have vaccination cards, you had to
Okay.
go through a whole different process with doing everything online. So
Right.
that was interesting. So I'm glad to hear y'all
Well,
doing that.
since you mentioned about the mask mandate,
Mhm.
now there's a lot of states that's doing. The first state was New York,
Mm-hmm.
and New Orleans is number 2.
Mhm.
So basically, a lot of people should want to get vaccinated because you wouldn't be allowed to really go anywhere. Now you actually got to show proof that
That's
you're
true.
vaccinated.
Mhm.
That's
Yes,
true.
yes.
And one way that Louisiana is allowing people to have it on their phone is by the LA wallet.
Yes.
Mhm.
In other words, it's a digital link you see on your phone, or you can have your card. So really, it's really important that people become vaccinated because you're going to really start shutting out of things that you may really enjoy
Good point.
doing.
That's right.
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 But now let me say this. Now, the one thing that y'all haven't really spoke on. I understand this is for the kids, but we did kind of share about parents.
Yes.
So what are y'all doing for these parents?
Well, that's the thing. Whatever the draw, we also want to have activities and opportunities for parents as well.
Okay.
So when you talked about the music, the DJ,
Mhm.
well, we're going to have some things that appeal,
Okay.
to the parents as well. So
Because
we'll
you're
have-
going to need that.
absolutely.
Actually, you're going to need something just as
That's right. For them. That's
Yes.
right.
for the parents.
That's right.
Because if they don't bring them, they
Absolutely.
can't get vaccinated. So what are y'all ideas about that a little bit? For our listeners that,
Well, there's this one.
y'all gonna owe us some money because she's gonna be calling y'all for y'all ideas and things like that. Now we're playing. But go ahead. So say what you're saying,
There's
man.
this one artist
Okay.
that Kessel and I plan to go
Talk
and
with.
have some conversation with to
Okay.
see if you can just come give us 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
of your time. He is well known throughout the community and in the
Okay.
entertainment industry, and so
Okay.
we're gonna do that.
And let me say this, and we're gonna kind of try to get to start wrapping up because we kind of talked a lot about a lot of things.
Yes.
And Ms. Kessler, I want you to kind of finish some stuff off. But let's go back to this one thing that we kind of skipped over a little bit. We brought it up, but we didn't talk on it. The social media aspect.
Mm.
Okay,
That's right.
tell me about
yes,
that.
Yes. Well, we want not want to. It's already planned.
Yes.
We'll be doing a events page.
Okay.
We're gonna do
What the name of the event?
Yes.
Okay.
Safe journey back to school.
Okay.
The event page.
Hashtag such.
And
Okay.
the hashtags right. And
Yes.
then we're gonna have a Facebook page.
Okay.
We will also have we're looking to do something with TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
Yes, and that'll be really good.
Getting the young people
Yeah.
involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
But adults like
And
that
adults too,
Yeah.
yeah.
My wife
Yes.
loves TikTok. We be at the house doing
Yes.
TikTok dancing. Like we went to salsa tonight.
Yes. Oh. Is that on TikTok?
No, but she wants to do this. She's like, baby, you better get these steps because we gonna be TikToking. So yes, so that's a good thing.
Okay,
yes.
That's a good thing. That may be a challenge that y'all can throw towards the
Yes.
adults. But go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, we're going to be doing some. Well, this is not necessarily social media, but we're going to be doing some robocalls
Okay.
that will be coming through the district.
Okay.
Again, and I'm just talking, I guess now promotion in general.
Okay.
Our plans are to have these flyers.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Jones. Robocalls. You do that out there. What is that?
Yes.
Okay,
What am I
robocall, which would be a series of calls that will be going out to every parent, family that have a child in Jefferson Parish Public Schools.
Because they already have the information.
And
The
they-
schools has the
that's right,
information.
that's
Okay.
right. Yes.
Okay.
And the interesting thing, we're not going to have the district
Okay.
person giving that announcement.
Okay.
Our goal is to have maybe a student, maybe
Okay.
even a celebrity.
Yes.
Doing the robocall
Doing the
Yes.
with the
robocall.
voice where it recorded. It's a recorded,
It's
right?
a recording.
Yes.
Right.
And that's
they
really
will-
great.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they will call every number
Mhm.
that they have on file.
Mhm.
And so we just believe they don't need to hear
The
let me just-
normal
And text
announcement.
messaging too, Ms.
we want
Jackie.
we were
because-
looking at the
yes.
SMS.
Wait. Let me.
Well, the school system has multiple, because I remember my daughter just graduated, but you could sign up for multiple ways for the district to contact you.
Okay.
So you can get text messages, you can get the robocalls. So that's another form. They can send that out to their students in whatever manner the parents have signed up.
So,
Okay.
but we want to get out the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we do it, we don't want
Yes.
the traditional. Oh, so the child
Right,
answers
didn't go
the
to school
phone.
No,
yes,
right.
saying,
No.
this is
You
so-
want it to sound like a party.
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure it
That's right.
sounds
Yes.
like a
Yes.
party.
Yes.
You want to have whatever the hottest little music is in the background.
That's right.
You want it to sound like
Yes,
a party. Okay.
yes.
Okay. But finish what you were saying, Ms.
Well,
Jones.
no, all I was saying was the marketing strategy includes social media.
Social media.
Mhm.
Well, let me say this, and this is a question. With the social media, I know y'all have the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and y'all gonna do some. Well, not Twitter,
The text.
Facebook, and y'all gonna do some TikTok, right?
Mhm.
I suggest strongly that whoever you guys have that's going to be a part of it on a local celebrity side, actually do some videos.
Yeah, that was to go.
Yeah.
Some conversation. Has
Do
been
some videos with those folks talking.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Educate.
saying.
You want to educate through
Right.
your social media before they even get out there. You
That's
want
true.
people talking.
Now,
Yeah.
now can you see why Kessler and I start early in the morning?
Mhm.
Yes.
And,
Well, that's
at
it.
night, it's just so many things that we have
Right.
to do.
Yes.
But
Yes.
there's another interesting piece too.
Okay.
Safe journey back to school.
Okay.
I have been in conversation with a lot of groups that
Okay.
we have worked with over the past, with the Jeremiah group, from fraternities to sororities to neighborhood associations to clergy. So we're trying to involve.
If y'all listeners never heard that word clergy, y'all found
Yes.
out about what it means tonight. We found y'all found out about it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ms.
Uh-huh.
Jones.
So we're trying to, involve the community, bring the community
Right.
into.
Well, you have to do that as
because
well.
the
Yes.
more, we believe that the more people
That you have out there promoting.
that
That's right.
have their hands on this
Okay.
and take some ownership
Shit,
of
okay.
this,
Mhm.
the better or
The
the
right.
chances that we're
Okay.
going to get people there and get them back.
I'm really
Yes.
loving this project. I'm really, really loving
I
what
told
y'all
Ms.
have going on.
Kessler, we seem to set trends in Jefferson Parish.
Okay.
The Jeremiah group has done voter registration since 2002.
Okay.
Yes,
And
that's
it
really
started
true.
to grow
Mm-hmm.
so much to the point that our board 6 years ago passed a resolution naming the Jeremiah group the official organization to run voter registration in their school.
Right.
And part of it was because we were getting so much recognition again at the state level, at the parish level, and people were just trying to figure out how do they get involved. So the president that particular year, Mr. Cedric Floyd, decided, how can we become your partner?
Right.
We let you go into our schools, but we want to be a partner inside of this.
Okay.
And so the rest is history. And they passed this resolution.
Okay.
I was
Remember
sitting
that.
in a meeting on Saturday with Ms. Kessler at the district, and we were discussing our event that's coming up, Safe Journey Back to School. And I get this beep on my telephone. And that beep was an email that was being sent to me from Orleans Parish, group in Orleans Parish, who has come over and volunteered with us over the years. And they actually had their board to pass a resolution to do what we've been doing since 2002. And I gave them a copy of our resolution. Everybody knows it's public record. And so they adopted it to pass a resolution in Orleans Parish.
Okay.
So we are a trendsetter.
Yes.
In that
Yes.
sense. But what was interesting, they did it in 2019, before the pandemic hit.
Yes.
But it didn't have the teeth that we've had in Jefferson Parish. And so they're trying again. They're trying again to make this happen. So we're a trendsetter with voter registration, and we hope to be a trendsetter.
Continue
with
that
this
work. That's
event,
right.
But with this event as well, getting people vaccinated.
Okay. Well, it's getting close to our hours.
Yes.
So we can start shutting
Now
down.
we're about
But Ms. Kessler, we wanted to say thank you for being a guest host tonight.
Yes,
with
we
us,
really
but-
enjoy you tonight.
And I enjoyed myself.
Yes, we did.
But what is it that we hadn't covered, or a question that we may have not asked, that you would like to get out to the listeners? We want you to, give your information to the listeners,
Yes.
about, you and what's going on with you in Jefferson Parish and things like that, things that we get contacted. But outside of the conversation, what is it, anything that we missed that you wanted to get out? Speak on that, right now.
I think we've covered almost everything. The main thing is definitely please get vaccinated.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything we can do to mitigate hospitalization,
Okay.
death.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, we've all know someone who has been touched by this. I
Yes, ma'am.
myself
Yes.
have had it. We know people, died from this disease. It is important that we're educated so
Okay.
that we can go out and we all can be ambassadors.
Yes, ma'am.
So not just us, but myth versus fact.
Yes,
Put
ma'am.
that in just everyday terms.
Yes,
Talk
ma'am.
to people about
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Spread the word. We need you vaccinated to keep everybody safe and keep our children safe.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've lost so much in this
We
past
have.
year.
We have.
And we want our students. We know they need to be educated, but we need them there safely. And we need our parents
Okay.
to please get the information so that they can be vaccinated and that their families can be safe.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Mhm.
So by saying that, Ms. Jones, before I ask Ms. Kessler this last question, ask her this last thing to do. Is it anything that we have missed or that you might have wanted to discuss or share inside of this conversation that the listeners need to hear as well?
I think it's important for our listeners, near or far, if they would like to become a part of what we're doing, or even want to look at doing something like this where they may be located, we are open
Okay.
because the
Yes.
more things that are happening across
The country.
not just our state, but
That's right.
across our country,
That's right.
the better chance we have at beating
I'm glad you said that. So that leads me back to you, Ms. Kessler.
Yes.
You being over the teachers union, we do have teachers, we have educators, we have, tons of people who
Yes.
listen to our show. So being a president of the union, I'm glad you're here. But let's talk to those teachers and those unions that, workers that may be listeners. Give them your information.
Yes.
Tell them if there is anything that, questions of how they can do some of those things wherever they're listening from right now. Please give them as much information as you can, except your phone number.
I got it.
Please don't give them your phone
I
number.
will not.
Because then you're going to be mad at us.
Yeah,
I don't want you to
I
be
got
mad
you.
at us. So give them whatever information.
Well,
you need to
I
give.
just want to also keep those educators encouraged.
Yes.
Because I think parents found out very quickly what you all do every day for their children.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if there's anything we can do to help, if there's anything you all would like for us to assist you with in terms of doing one of these events in your area, my email is Kessler, that is with one S, KESLER, @jft.org. So please reach out if you need anything.
Okay. Give it one more time for me.
That is KESLER @jft.org.
And give them that whole name again.
My name is Kessler Camise Jones. I'm the president of the Jefferson Federation of Teachers in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana.
Thank you, Ms. Kessler.
Thank you.
And Ms. Jones, won't you finish it off with your information as being and you are the coordinator. That would be your title of that event.
Yes.
Okay, so you're the coordinator of that event, and I know y'all partners in crime, but whoever gets the
Yes.
information, it don't matter, But I just want her teachers to know they got somebody
She's the head
on the
part.
front line. I just want the teachers to know that we have somebody here on the front line fighting for them, trying to create different events and different things for their kids to get vaccinated and educated. But on a coordination, as a coordinator side, talk to our people and give them your information as well.
Okay. Well, again, I'm Jacqueline Carroll Jones, and my email address is jeremiahgroup@yahoo.com. Let me spell it for you. JeremiahGroupno@yahoo.com. Jeremiah Group. And my Facebook is The Jeremiah Group.
The Jeremiah.
The Jeremiah Group.
Yes.
And I look forward to hearing from you. And if you're local, I look forward to seeing you. But I'm
When
sure
is this event? What
That's
day? Y'all
why
never
we
said y'all
never
didn't say it
did
about the
that.
date.
They
Yeah.
say all that
The
time.
date.
Yes,
The
that's
date.
I've been
very
holding on to it.
important.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to let y'all
Absolutely.
know I am a good correspondent.
I see that. Yes,
I just be waiting. Me.
Keep
Just
us
go
straight.
ahead.
Keep
Go ahead.
us straight.
Go on.
There was a change of time. Miss Kessler, would you tell them?
Okay, it is September 12th
Okay.
on a Sunday,
On a Sunday.
and we are starting our event at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all gonna have to get some food
Yes.
that day, Sunday dinner. Something. I'm gonna help y'all out. Yeah. Yes. So give us one more time, Miss Kessler. One more time. What is
Okay.
that? September?
Now listen, let me
What?
just say this. Because it's a Sunday.
Okay.
We did change
we
the
have
time.
changed the time.
We did
twice.
change the time.
Okay.
We've changed the time twice because some of us, y'all heard me talk about clergy.
Yes.
We do
We're
want
in
the
church
clergy
at
to
10.
join us.
Okay, we understand.
And we want church goers
Yeah.
to be with us.
Okay.
So we're going to do this at 12.
Yes.
We're going to start at 12 on Sunday, September the 12th.
Ooh.
So we would go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Nah, y'all just
Now that
tell
should
me
be
how-
enough time for people to come on out and get their vaccine.
Yeah,
But
you're
wait,
right.
but I was about to say, see, I was going to volunteer me and Mike time. But I go to church at 12.
Oh, yeah, 12. Well,
no.
we're lucky if we're out of church. Yeah,
Okay.
at
Yes.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, but that, yes.
But that's
okay.
going to be a special
Yes.
day.
Right.
And so we're going to be
Right.
asking pastors to promote on that day. That's going to be the last push.
Right.
And so we're going to have pastors and push cards
Right.
and everything that we possibly can
Right.
to get people there on
Right.
that Sunday, September the 12th
Right.
at 12 o'clock.
And I have some ideas about that, and we'll talk after the show.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And we look forward, to
We welcome
working
input.
with you.
That's right.
And any way that you guys can push this, we encourage you to do so.
Miss Jones, what you think we doing? You've been on the show twice.
Well,
And we thank you guys.
Golly, Miss Jones.
That's my girl.
Well, you just keep asking and you keep
That's my
asking.
girl.
well, this has been a very interesting show.
Mhm.
I'm glad that Miss Jacqueline Jones was able to be a part of this show again. She has informed a lot of different people. And tonight, everyone, I'm glad that Miss Kessler was able to join.
Yay,
Oh,
Miss
yes.
Kessler.
I had
Yes,
a lot of good
yes,
information,
Yes.
and I hope everyone find all this information very valuable.
Yes.
And once again, thank you for being a part of Consulting Between Friends podcast.
Yes, and
Thank
yes,
you.
thank you.
All right.
So, Miss Kessler, wait. So your daughter's birthday is today.
Today.
Okay, and Miss Jones, golly, y'all gotta go.
I know. Look at that.
So how was the wine? Was
It was
everything
wonderful.
good? Everything was wonderful.
Yes. Perfect ending to
So
an
we
evening.
really thank y'all for coming.
I
out.
appreciate it.
Yes. God bless
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In conclusion, for this episode, we have learned more about the COVID situation that is affecting everyone. In this episode, we were focusing on how the schools are dealing with this problem with the Delta variant and how it is hurting a lot of people in the school system, which is our students. Our guest today was Kessler Camise Jones, president of the Jefferson Federation of Teachers. She explained to us the challenges that they are facing in the school system with this COVID pandemic. We also learned how Ms. Kessler is working with Jacqueline Carroll Jones of the Jeremiah Group, working on a project to educate the students and their parents of the COVID vaccines and encouraging people to get the vaccines. One last thing, remember to support Black business owners and school teachers. Thank you for listening to Consulting Between Friends. This podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, as well other platforms that are available. So like and subscribe. Need to contact us and leave us a comment? You can find us on Instagram at Consulting the letter B Friends. Once again, Consulting B Friends. An email address is consulting the letter B friends at gmail.com. Once again, consulting B friends at gmail.com. Thanks to everyone for making this possible. Your hosts, Michael Holmes Jr. and co-host Shay R. Jones. The producer and content creator, Michael Holmes Jr. Artwork cover, Michael Holmes Jr. Original music, a DJ name / introduction narrated by Tanaj Jones. Special guest, Jacqueline Carroll Jones, Executive Director and Lead Organizer of the Jeremiah Group. Kessler Camise Jones, President, Jefferson Federation of Teachers. Content distributor, Power 77 Radio.